A single car crash on a quiet winter road. A young woman disappears into the cold night. No footprints, no signs of a struggle, no trace of where she went. Within minutes of the crash, witnesses were nearby, but when police arrived, she was already gone. Over 20 years later, investigators are still asking the same haunting question. How does someone vanish into thin air on a road with nowhere to hide? This is the chilling mystery of Maura Murray. Maura Murray was, by all accounts, a driven and intelligent young woman. Born in Massachusetts, Maura grew up in a close-knit family with several siblings. She was known for being athletic, disciplined, and determined. In high school, she excelled in track and field. Her hard work eventually earned her a place at the prestigious United States Military Academy at West Point. But life didn't go exactly as planned. After a year at West Point, Maura transferred to the University of Massachusetts Amherst, where she studied nursing. Friends described her as quiet but friendly. She loved running, hiking, and spending time outdoors. To most people around her, Maura seemed like a typical college student with a promising future. But in the days leading up to her disappearance, something strange was happening beneath the surface. Something no one would fully understand until it was too late. February 9th, 2004. It started like a normal Monday. Maura attended classes and went about her daily routine at the university. But then, in the afternoon, she made a series of unusual decisions. She emailed her professors and told them she would be gone for a week due to a family emergency. But according to her family, there was no emergency. Later that day, she withdrew nearly all the money from her bank account, about $280. Then she stopped at a liquor store and purchased alcohol. Sometime that evening, Maura packed some belongings into her black Saturn S series and left campus. No one knows exactly where she planned to go, but phone records suggest she had searched for directions to places in New Hampshire, a region known for its quiet mountains and remote roads. As darkness fell, Maura drove north. The roads became narrower, the snow grew thicker, and the wilderness stretched endlessly around her. Then, at around 7:27 p.m., something went terribly wrong. On a winding road in Hayville, New Hampshire, her car suddenly veered off the road and crashed into a snowbank. A nearby resident heard the impact. Within minutes, neighbors began to notice something strange. One of the neighbors, a school bus driver named Butch Utwood, stopped to check on the crash. When he approached the car, he saw a young woman standing beside it. She appeared shaken but conscious. Otwood later told investigators that Maura insisted she had already called roadside assistance, but that statement didn't make sense. This was 2004, and cell phone service in that rural area was extremely unreliable. Otwood offered to call the police for her. She quickly declined. He then drove home and contacted authorities anyway. The entire interaction only lasted a few minutes. But here's where the mystery deepens. By the time police arrived at the scene, roughly 10 minutes later, Maura Murray had vanished. Her car remained. Inside were her belongings, the alcohol she had purchased, and signs that the airbags had deployed. But Maura herself was gone, and the freezing night air was closing in. Police immediately began searching the surrounding area, but something about the scene was puzzling. Fresh snow covered the ground, yet investigators found no footprints leading away from the crash site, no tracks into the woods, no signs she had walked down the road. It was as if she had simply disappeared. Search dogs were brought in. They tracked Maura's scent for about 100 yards down the road. Then the trail abruptly stopped, almost as if she had gotten into another vehicle. That discovery opened the door to terrifying possibilities. Had someone picked her up? Was it a Good Samaritan? Or someone far more dangerous? Investigators examined Maura's life for clues, and what they uncovered raised even more questions. Just days before her disappearance, Maura had been involved in another car accident in Hadley, Massachusetts. She had crashed her father's car into a guardrail late at night. Police responded, but no serious charges followed. Still, the incident left investigators wondering if something was troubling her. There was also speculation surrounding her boyfriend at the time, Bill Rausch, who was stationed in the military. Phone records showed they had spoken shortly before her disappearance. Rausch quickly flew to New England to assist in the search, but despite extensive interviews, nothing linked him to the case. Weeks turned into months. Search teams combed forests, rivers, and abandoned buildings across northern New Hampshire, but they found nothing. Not a single confirmed sighting. No clothing, no backpack, no remains. It was as if Maura Murray had stepped off the face of the earth. Over the years, several chilling theories have emerged. One theory suggests Maura may have accepted a ride from a passing motorist. If that happened, the encounter could quickly turn deadly. Another is even darker. Some investigators believe Maura may have wandered into the freezing wilderness and succumbed to the brutal winter conditions. Temperatures that night dropped well below freezing, and the White Mountains are vast. Even experienced hikers have been known to disappear there. But there's another twist that keeps this case alive. Multiple witnesses have claimed they saw a young woman walking along the road just after the crash, yet none of these sightings were ever confirmed. And then there's the most unsettling detail of all. Years later, investigators discovered possible human remains in the woods near Lincoln, New Hampshire, but testing could not definitively link them to Maura. The mystery remained. Despite nearly 20 years of investigation, the disappearance of Maura Murray remains officially unsolved. The case has drawn national attention, countless documentaries, and thousands of amateur investigators. Some believe she ran away to start a new life. Others believe she met someone on that dark road who changed her fate forever. Her family continues searching for answers. Every year, they return to the area where Maura vanished, hoping that someone, somewhere, knows what really happened that night. But the road where her car crashed still holds its secrets. Imagine driving down a lonely road in a winter night, snow falling quietly, the forest standing dark and silent, and somewhere out there, a young woman disappeared without a trace. No footprints, no witnesses, no answers. Just an empty road where a mystery began, and perhaps where the truth is still waiting to be discovered. If you enjoy true crime stories that uncover chilling mysteries like this one, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who loves unsolved cases. Because sometimes the smallest clue can finally bring the truth to light.